we are, as a community of gamers, losing a lot of amazing games. Not games that are already here or games from the past that we used to have, and we're losing games that will never be, that will never happen. Zygotes, destroyed, killed. Because studio executives have no idea how to sell these games, even though the market is there. And I'm not talking about these big, huge, gigantic AAA bangers like God of War Ragnarok. I'm talking about the space between AA and AAA, right? And even some AA stuff. The independent, on the verge of more type developers whose studios are getting shuttered left and right. And it is for no good reason. And while all the talk goes to overhiring by studios, ineptitude in general, not understanding player bases, the video game bubble, games being way too expensive to make and they're taking way too long to make, I do not think that any of this is why. Because I have to admit something to you. When I'm not making videos for you guys, I am the COO of a successful marketing agency, and I have helped over 17 Shark Tank companies grow their business and hundreds of other small businesses. And let me tell you, the problem is none of the things I just said. The problem is that these studios have no idea how to market and sell these incredible games to the niches that will buy them. But they think that games are the problem. The games are not the problem. The marketing is the problem. Arcane Austin was closed. Tango Gameworks was closed. We know this. So the teams that made Hi-Fi Rush and Prey will never come together again to make something that beautiful and amazing and unique and innovative. They just won't. And that brings me to Take-Two, which is really where I got the idea to make this video, and it spurred me to get on camera and chat with you all. Because there was a report here on IGN about how Take-Two is quietly killing Private Division. Private Division is a publisher. They've done a lot of amazing games. Ollie World, incredible game. Tales of the Shire is coming up. No Rest for the Wicked. Don't get me started. I said Game of the Year. If you could say early access games that are not complete could be Game of the Year. I made a video on that earlier. I love that game. Ancestors, The Outer Worlds, Kerbal Space Program. That's Private Division. This is a great publisher, Private Division, that if you go ahead and read this article, and I highly recommend that you do, as it says here, the people at Private Division were amazing, talented, passionate individuals who loved what they did. And you should go and read this whole article. But essentially, to sum it up, Take-Two, as we know, shut down Roll 7. Roll 7 made Ollie World, and Roll 7 made Rollerdrome, an incredible game. And these games are being so failed by the marketing that it is insane. But it doesn't need to be this way, and that's what this video is about. It's not just about pointing fingers and being like, this is the problem, this sucks, because that doesn't do anything. You want to bring solutions. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take all these years of expertise that I have personally in marketing, and I want to hopefully reach at least somebody that works in a studio in marketing with some of these thoughts, because I'm going to tell you how to market these games so that they can be profitable, and so that great games like Prey and Rollerdrome and Ollie World and No Rest for the Wicked and even Kerbal Space Program can soar profitably, financially. They can be good business and good games. So how is the marketing bad right now? It's just this rinse and repeat for every single game. You get more influencers, you get YouTubers, you get streamers to play it, you roll some trailers at big events if you're lucky and you got the budget to throw some money at big events, or throw in your wallet at Jeff Keighley, maybe some behind the scenes stuff that nobody really watches that much or cares about. Done. That's it. Pray. Cross your fingers, wait for launch, and go for it. And we're surprised that these games don't sell well? These are great video games. You don't need to change everything about your video game to get a new audience. You need to change the way you sell it. So what could be better? And I hope that there's some studio execs out there listening. Okay, more incentives to play these games. Make an offer. Every single business that I have done the marketing for that's been a new business, brand new, or it's a first-time buyer that we're going after in a market that we've never gone after, we always make an offer. We don't just set some price and be like, this is a $40 game, and that's it. And maybe we throw a 5 to 10% discount code on Steam. That's not going to do it. You need to make an offer. Make it an offer that people can't refuse because they are worried about their money. And the Steam 2-hour refund thing isn't always going to work. Can't refund games at all on consoles unless you go through all sorts of hoops. Trust me, I have tried. It is hard. So make a crazy offer by selling more directly through the channels that you have control of. Bundle new games together with old games that already have an established player base. Make really, truly can't refuse offers, like 50, 60% off. Because in volume, it makes up for it. It makes up for the discount. Everybody in marketing and sales knows this. Make crazy offers. Make them limited time, scarcity. You're going to get a flood of sales in. And of course, we're assuming these games are good, but all these games I'm talking about by studios that were shuttered, these are great games. People are not going to refund their money, especially when they got a 50% discount that they know that they're never going to get again. Build your own influencer platform within your publishing company. Don't just reach out to like us YouTubers and stuff like that. Like that can be a great little way to do things, but it's also much more expensive for you to go get brand deals with YouTubers and streamers than it is to over time build an asset. This is why so many awesome streamers are building video game companies and publishers on their own. Like Donkey just came out with that awesome game, Animal Well. I've only played a little bit of it. I'll get to it all and make a video on it soon, I promise. But so far so good. He created a publisher and supported a developer. That's fantastic. Why can't the big publishers with a lot of money to begin with start investing resources and assets into building their own content channels like this? This next one is a big one, a huge one. You need to do lead generation. We do it all the time in every single other type of business. Lead generation leads up to launch, so you can build a giant email list and a text message list when the game launches. So it builds up like a flood to a dam, and then the dam breaks open into huge numbers when it first launches. You can actually orchestrate the type of success that Pal World had virally and organically by just doing lead generation leading up to the game. Get people excited, give them something free, maybe a free game, leading up launch. Get them on the email list, get them to sign up for a limited time discount coupon or whatever it is, and say, hey, you gotta buy this on launch. That's how it goes, right? You got this huge email list, and then you can put them into email sequences, and you can continue to market them and retarget them through ads and all these other things. Nobody is doing this. They're just making trailers and throwing them out there. Maybe they're throwing them on Facebook ads or Instagram ads. Maybe, not much. It's just influencers and a trailer, and you wonder why they won't sell. You need to relaunch the game multiple times with big new marketing campaigns with different unique angles and unique creative. You can repackage the same game in a different marketing campaign. You don't just have to remarket the game when the game changes. You're being too product focused. You need to be more market and sales focused. Let the developers handle the games. The publishers need to focus on repackaging up this game in very interesting ways and getting it out to people through offers. Use social media advertising and search advertising to capture potential players that will be interested in the game. When you do launch the game, create colossal, crazy, wacko, bananas marketing campaigns. These huge events online that are cheap, but they'll get a lot of attention. Like, for example, when Kai Cenat, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, did his huge Elden Ring multi-day stream of the whole game like a few weeks ago as I'm recording this video. Like, that got a lot of attention, not just because of who he is, but also because of the huge undertaking of it. Do crazy shit. You can do the same thing with YouTube videos. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more that could be done that I don't even have time to get into in a 10-minute video. But the main purpose here is for me to just say that the games are not the problem. The way that the games are made are not the problem. The way the games are marketed and sold are the problem. And it is fixable. That's the good news. It is fixable. So stop laying people off and closing studios. Yes, these people will still be making games, but without the same leadership and the same teams, they won't be the same games. The creative firepower still won't be there. Find better ways to market these games. I've just given you a bunch of ideas. There's so many more. What do you think? Am I right about this? Do you think that the marketing and sales is the problem as well? Or do you just think the games could be better? Or do you just feel like executives are out of touch, whatever? I mean, if a game is truly great, does it matter how hard the marketing is? Elden Ring is one of my favorite games of all time, maybe the top 1 or 2 best games of all time. They market it a lot. If they marketed 10 times as hard as that, would I have been mad? Of course not. That game blew my mind. I love it. I've beat it multiple times. Games being good is not the problem. Hi-Fi Rush was an incredible game. Prey was a great game. Redfall sucked, but that's not why the studio closed. Redfall was pushed through, and Arcane Austin was a shell of what it was by the time that Redfall development was done. It was a mess. Ollie World, Rollerdrome, these are great games. That's not the problem. The games aren't the problem. I'd love to know what you think. And at the time of recording this, I'm still a small channel. Like and subscribe goes a long way. Always trying to bring you great content in the world of video games. Okay, have a great day, and don't forget to have fun.